Sally Field's story is far from typical. While she is known for her iconic roles in Norma Ray, Forrest Gump, and Steel Magnolias, the path that led her to fame was paved with heartache, resilience, and an unyielding will to survive. Behind the glamorous red carpets and the applause, Sally's life has been marked by personal tragedies, from a painful childhood to the silent battles she continues to fight today. At 78, her story is one of transformation, strength, and courage, one that shows the complex layers behind Hollywood's brightest stars. This is a story not just of fame, but of survival against overwhelming odds. A shattered childhood, divorce and loss. Sally Field's childhood was far from ideal. Born on November 6, 1946, in Pasadena, California, she entered the world during a time when her parents' marriage was already crumbling. By the age of 4, her parents divorced, leaving Sally with a sense of insecurity that would haunt her throughout her life. Divorce in the 1950s carried a heavy stigma, and for Sally it meant the loss of stability and security at a very young age. She was caught between two worlds, one that was glamorous but emotionally distant, and another that was strict and authoritative. These early experiences planted the seeds of the deep emotional struggles that would surface later in life. The dark secret. Abuse and betrayal. After her parents' divorce, Sally's mother remarried a man named Jock Mahoney, a well-known stuntman and actor. To the outside world, he was charming and charismatic, but in private, he was a different person entirely. Sally bravely revealed in her memoir In Pieces that Mahoney had abused her throughout her childhood. His manipulation and psychological torment left scars that went far beyond physical pain. What made it worse was her mother's silence. Margaret Field, a working actress, was often absent and failed to protect Sally from the man who was supposed to be a stepfather. This abandonment, combined with the betrayal of someone she was supposed to trust, left Sally feeling invisible and unheard. It would take her years to come to terms with the emotional wounds this period of her life inflicted. Acting as escape, finding solace in performance. Amid the pain, Sally found acting to be a refuge, a way to escape her own suffering. Acting wasn't initially about fame or recognition, it was about survival. On set, she could lose herself in a character, be someone without fear or pain. As a child, she witnessed other actors using drama as a way to express what was often left unsaid in her own home. This deeply resonated with her, and it led her to drama classes where she discovered that acting was her way out of a dark reality. For Sally, it wasn't just about the craft, it was her means of breathing in a world that often felt suffocating. The cost of fame. Hollywood's expectations. Sally's career in Hollywood began with her roles in sitcoms like Gig and The Flying Nun. To the public, she was the charming girl next door, full of light and laughter. But behind that public persona was a young woman struggling with deep emotional scars. Her roles were often superficial, and critics saw her only as a cute face, failing to recognize the complexity within her. The pressure of being typecast in these roles weighed heavily on Sally. By the age of 19, she found herself spiraling into depression, feeling trapped in a character that wasn't her. "I didn't want to wear a nun's habit," Sally later confessed. "I didn't want to smile when my heart was breaking." The dissonance between her public image and private reality was unbearable. Walking away, a bold decision. At the height of her fame, Sally made a decision that shocked Hollywood. She walked away from sitcoms and refused all offers for nearly 3 years. At a time when young actresses had few opportunities, producers mocked her decision, claiming she was signing her career's death warrant. Industry insiders predicted she would fade into obscurity. But Sally wasn't fading. She was fighting. She chose to study method acting at Lee Strasberg's Actors Studio, where she faced her darkest memories and turned them into raw, emotional performances. It was a difficult journey, one that made her question if she even belonged in the industry, but it was also the foundation for the actress she was destined to become. The breakthrough. Sybil and Norma Ray. In 1976, Sally Field silenced her critics with a groundbreaking performance in Sybil, where she portrayed a woman with dissociative identity disorder. The role required her to delve deep into her own pain, channeling emotions she had kept hidden for years. It was a challenging and deeply personal experience for Sally, but it was also transformative. Her portrayal earned her an Emmy Award and proved that she was more than just a sitcom star. But Sally's greatest triumph came in 1979 when she starred in Norma Ray, a film about a Southern textile worker who fights for workers' rights. The role resonated deeply with Sally, allowing her to channel her own struggles into her character's fight for justice. Her performance earned her an Academy Award, solidifying her place as one of Hollywood's most respected actresses. It was a moment of validation, a recognition that the pain she had carried for so long could be transformed into powerful art. A personal victory, overcoming the past, winning the Oscar for Norma Ray was not just a professional achievement, it was a personal victory. It was a testament to Sally's resilience, her ability to overcome the scars of her past, and her determination to be seen for who she truly was. In that moment, she wasn't just accepting an award, she was reclaiming her voice and her identity. The recognition was a form of revenge against the doubts and dismissals she had faced throughout her career. But with success came new challenges. Sally often admitted that playing such emotionally taxing roles took a toll on her. She would emerge from her performances feeling drained, questioning how much more of herself she could give. The very vulnerability that made her such a powerful actress also left her exposed and vulnerable in real life, struggling with the cost of art. As Sally's career soared, she continued to pour her heart and soul into her work, but it came with a price. Her deep emotional investment in her roles often left her feeling emotionally depleted. In interviews, she spoke about the struggles of balancing the intense emotions required for her work with the need for self-care. She found herself questioning her identity, not just as an actress, but as a person. The roles that had once been a source of healing now began to feel like burdens. Sally had become known for her raw, emotional performances, but they also carried the weight of her personal pain. She was no longer just playing characters. She was living them, often at the expense of her own well-being. Sally's ongoing journey, strength and resilience. Today, at 78, Sally Field continues to be a force in Hollywood, having built a legacy that goes far beyond her iconic roles. She remains an advocate for women's rights and continues to speak out on issues that matter to her. While the scars of her past may never fully heal, Sally has learned to embrace her journey and find strength in her vulnerability. She has been open about her struggles with mental health, and her honesty has only added to the respect people have for her. Sally's story is not one of flawless triumph. It's a story of survival, resilience, and the power of turning pain into art. Through it all, she has proven that true strength comes not from perfection, but from the ability to rise again and again, no matter how many times life knocks you down.